Yes, it certainly took root in the hedge. Yes. Oh dear. We better get this cleaned off before Barney comes back. Otherwise he'll be crying in his beer. Look at this. Right, let's get started on this problem, which is door locks that don't work. Oh my god, I can't even get into it to fix the bloody door locks. So here we are. We've got the doors open on this car, and it's the handles from the outside which are not working. They seem to be just flopping around, as you can see. They work okay from the inside, but not. Let's try this again. So you try from the inside. Yep, they work fine on the inside, but not on the outside. So let's have a look. What's something gone mucky on that. Let's get this window. Open the window, and then you can put your head midway through, and you can go in between that there and that there, and you can see the clip, which just simply pushes on to get this window winding handle off. Screwdriver through it, so we can pull that clip off there, and there it is. Now we should be able to just pull this window winder off. And now Phillips screwdriver in there. You can just get the Phillips screwdriver, only the one screw in there. Once again we don't want to lose the screw. I'm going to take this off. It's one-handed. Okay, now we can get the panel now. So now that we've removed this recess panel there, or the recess mold, we're going to get this one more screw in here. Now we can lift the panel up and off, and not get a bit of that. This tin part here is part of the window guide, so that you can't separate them. So to get at the back of the door handle, we're going to have to take the window guide out. So that means this screw's got to come off here. Keep holding them parts there. And there'll be another one somewhere up here, I dare say. On the edge of the door here. This will be part of it here. So we'll undo. Guide stroke cover off. And we can see if we can see what the fault is with the door handle. So I'm going to take the lock off completely. So I'm going to undo these 3 screws here on the door lock and remove that. Taking those 3 screws out, and now we'll see if we can lift the lock off gently and get a better look at this. What's going on here? Well, on this lock, I've taken off the cover off it. As you can see, this just prizes off. Now I've also looked in the workshop manual, the Haynes workshop manual, and what it doesn't show you inside these locks. But basically, for this lock to work, this lever here has always got to be pulled up like that. Okay, if it fell down like that, it ain't going to work. It's always got to be tensioned up there. And what's missing on this lock, and I've seen it inside the door panel, is a little spring which I believe goes from here, and my thumb is there's a little notch there, and it goes up to this nylon post here. Okay, that one there, and then when that's on there and tensioned, it always keeps this part up like that, because this, when you unlock the door, has got to be able to push that rod. Did you see that move over? It's got to be able to push that over, and if this part here is not tensioned, let's push that back up out of the way, I say. it can't move over. So check that spring there and see if that spring that goes from there to there, sorry I can't point it out any better, I'm working with one hand. Check that that spring hasn't broken, and if it's not there, have a look inside the door frame and you'll find it down there with a snapped off hook which won't be there on the one end. So now I'm going to attempt to repair that little spring and put it back on. Now here's the little spring I'm talking about. So I've got it on my desk here. You can see that one end of it is missing, but at this point in the proceedings the most important tool is over here, and it's essential that you use this tool right about now, otherwise it's all going to go tits up. And the next thing to do now is with these pliers here, what I've done now, and all the mechanics watching this are going to say, oh my god. What I've done is I've just grabbed hold of the end of the spring ruthlessly and pulled it out to make it into a little hook. Yeah, so we'll see if that works now. I'm going to put that back into the lock and hope for the best, see if it goes. And if it turns out that that is the part that was faulty, if this doesn't last, at least I'll know what parts I've got to try and get, but I don't know if you can get parts for the locks. Well, here's the spring back in place. As you can see, it's hooked on there and onto that little post there. Well, there we are. We've reassembled it. This fits in here. If you swing it round before you try and put the rod on it, swing it round and then it will pull out of the lock, and then you can open the catch up a lot easier. Once you've opened that latch up carefully, not to break it off, you can then put it back in at 90 degrees across there, swing it upright again, and drop your rod in and put the catch across. So let's give it a try. I think this door sill needs to be replaced as well. Right, so I've got the window partly open just in case it's a disaster. Right, so anyway, that's the door shut firmly, and the handle's not so sloppy now. That seems to be working now. So we know it was that spring which had broken, and we'll try the door with the we better try locking this as well. So we'll give it a lock now and check that the lock's working. Okay, now the problem is this is a second fault on it, as well as the spring which was broken and which we've replaced, so that now that at least the door handles work. The other problem now is that if you lock the car, and you come to unlock it, there's nothing there, there's no resistance in that key at all. And that's because the barrel itself is completely worn out. So that's a second fault. Now the problem is, because of that, you can't get back in the car. So we've got to replace the barrel, which we'll do in the next video. So that little Fiesta, I think we might be able to get away with taking the barrel off the passenger side and replacing that onto the driver's door. Still, that's a job for another day. So there we are, there's buzzing lights here, signing out to infinity and beyond. Bye bye for now, little Fiesta.